Let's take a look around Zandvoort, a 4.259 kilometre circuit, 72 laps ahead of us. First time we've been here since 1985. The circuit's been on the calendar though since 1952. Start the lap at the exit of turn 14, flat out as you approach the line in 8th gear. Come down towards the banked turn 1. Down now to 3rd gear, 70 miles an hour. Put the power down mid-exit as well. Control the rear slide as you head up towards turn 2. 6th gear, 130 kilometers an hour. Blind as you come down to turn 3 as well. 50 miles an hour in 2nd gear. Banked, power mid-exit as you approach up turns 4 and 5. Flat out segment of the track in 8th gear. Turn 6 then catches up on you. Drop down 7th gear, 150 miles per hour before you come into the braking zone of turn 7. Drop down 6th gear, 140. Lift, flat out, watch out for the gravel sand. Turn 8, 3rd gear, down into 80 miles an hour. The same, drop 5 more miles per hour to turn 9, 3rd gear. Hairpin left-hander, overspeed of the exit could lead into a spin. Open up the DRS as you approach into turn 10. Drop once again down to 3rd gear, 75 miles an hour. Heavy braking zone, lot of lockups possible. Into turn 11 and 12, 2nd gear, up to 4th gear now at 105 miles an hour. A short switch back right to was easy to spin as well as you approach turn 13. Let the car grind its way through as you approach the banking. Flat out 7th gear, you reach 8 as you approach the line, and that is a lap of Zandvoort. Hello everybody and welcome to Formula 2's sprint race as well. We're about to get underway for what is going to be a very entertaining race. But as things currently stand, we haven't actually got anything on the sort because for some bizarre reason, Sky F1 was still on air, even though that the scheduled start time for the programme is at 5 to the hour for the build up to farm. So they're showing an advert. We've got all the data here that looks like we're going to start and get in business. So we have zero clue what's going to go on. But Synthel isn't with me today for the sprint race. He will be with me for the feature race tomorrow. So Josh Plays is standing by as well to talk us through it.
I
Hello,
can't
Josh,
believe
you all right?
it. Hello, I can't believe I've had to put my pizza down for this.
Yeah, we haven't even started yet, but it's all ready. But the sprint race is about to start. Give you some details. It's a 29-lap sprint race coming up as well. So we'll just adjust the graphic there coming through for 29 laps. And 20.7 was the start time. So if we refresh that, we're getting ready. But I know you're not feeling 100%. I'm still not feeling 100% myself. So you're going to talk when we get ready. But are you looking forward to what should be hopefully a very good race here today at least?
Hello, and yes, this is Simple. This is Simple's face reveal. I was secretly just here and Simple. No, and it is me. Your eyes aren't deceiving me. But yes, I am excited for the F2 sprint race.
And we should be going over shortly as well. I understand that they've already loaded in. So Sky have gone off here late and have joined F2 late just because they just don't care about Formula 2 coverage, it seems. So I can only just barely hear you. Not on your side. I haven't got my ears in. I can hear you over Megan's headphones that are pointed up towards me because we didn't have enough time to put the headphones on to get ready. Oh, you gone black there.
Camera's decided to go off again.
Tech problems, numerous problems as well, but we'll take a look at how the starting grid looks. I don't think we're going to have enough time to go through that when Sky come on air. So it is Clement Novalak who has pole position, qualified P10. He starts on pole position. Marcus Armstrong is second. Yuri Vips is taking third position as well. Fourth on the board for Dennis Hauger. That's going to be a very entertaining session for him when we eventually get into it as well. So Hauger's fourth. Liam Lawson is P5, P6 Owasa, P7 Richard Verschoor, Logan Sargent is 8th, 9th on the board for Jack Doohan, 10th for Felipe Dragovic, 11th is for Frederick Malvesti as well. Emil Cordial is 12th on the grid. 13th for Enzo Fittipaldi, 14th Roy Nizani, 15th Marino Sato, 16th Theo Porcher, 17th Jan Jaruvula, 18th for David Beckman, 19th Ollie Caldwell, 20th for Callum Williams, 21st Ralph Boschong, and 22nd is Tatiana Calderon as well, who starts last after qualifying as well, quite far up the order. So, yep, that confirms it. Sky have missed the intro as well for F2, which is always fun when they mess up and get wrong errors as well. As Josh working on his camera crawl there as well. Let's just see what's going to happen now as F2 is coming on. So it's Alex Jakes and Alex Brundle who are in the commentary box as well over there. And it looks like we're going to have a quite interesting session. Novalak on pole, Armstrong alongside him. What's F1 going to do?
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, they're going to play the F2 themes. Let's get going. The cars are about to lead the parade lap here as well, as we are all set to go. The green lights go on and the formation lap begins here for the FIA Formula 2 sprint race here at Zandvoort. Away we go, and the cars will now leave the grid as well in a 2x2 formation. As I don't know what's happening there with all our graphics going forward as well. So thanks for tuning in and watching. And there's a stall already right at the back. And it is going to be Tatiana Calderon who has stalled the car. So she will start this race from the pit lane. I don't know why Tatiana keeps on getting a seat in Formula 2. She's a very quick driver, but she's not the likes of Jamie Chadwick. It's poor representation as well for someone who's so quick as well. Is Jamie Chadwick to come through. Josh has managed to regain his camera, I'm delighted to say. And
I have found a problem.
Okay, lovely. Let's have the top three.
It's a good start and then sort of manage things from there. I mean, it normally settles in, unless there's like a big difference in pace. Normally it's quite difficult to overtake. But yeah, it's mainly about the start tomorrow.
It's difficult to overtake around here. Obviously, there's a lot of high-speed corners, a lot of aero wash. But in saying that, there's a lot of tire degradation here, just due to the nature of the high energy on the tire. So we haven't been here in F2 before in a long run, so we're almost experimenting. We're going to find out what it's like, and anything can happen in F2.
There's still like 20-odd laps to do, so I wouldn't say it's just about the start, but I think it plays a big part, knowing that obviously it's extremely hard to overtake here. Track is narrow, apart from turn 1. And even then, our DRS isn't super powerful, so I think it will be a tough race.
That's the thoughts of the top three as well. Tatiana Calderon is already back into the pit lane as well. Yes, Synthol is trackside, and we'll be sending you some data throughout the race as well. In fact, here comes one now that we'll be showing you throughout the broadcast as well towards the end as well. Get all the infos up as well. Tatiana Calderon's car struggling to refire as they come back onto the start-finish line as well. MP Motorsport looking good. As let's just quickly talking about the championship. Felipe Drugovich leads by 205 points. Theo Porcher's on 162, and a crash in qualifying means he starts 16th on the grid for both the sprint race and the feature race. Got a lot of work to do. Logan Sargent third on 129. It's mainly between Drugovich and Porcher, Josh, as they line up. What do you reckon? Safety car lap 1, crash lap 1, or are we all making through cleanly?
Safety car lap 1, I think, and there's the far away look at the radar. We look all clear, but I found out what the problem is with my camera. It was a loose connection. It wasn't connected into my USB bank properly, but it looks like Tatiana Calderon is ready. Green flag at the back.
3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and Danfold with a very quick lights out. A good start already from Novalak, who gets away. He's going to be matched by Marcus Armstrong down towards turn 1. Yuri Vips are going to hold Dennis Hauger around the outside, but it's going to be Marcus Armstrong who takes the lead, forcing out Clement Novalak just a little bit. Vips is going to try around the outside as well. Hauger's coming on the inside. Novalak's had such a poor getaway on the inside. Hauger locks up. He takes the low line. Several other cars deciding to take the high line through the banking section as well. A miracle they've all got it through there, but then coming back on the inside as well. Richard Verschoor trying to pass Liam Lawson and making the move stick. Lawson getting sent out wide. Jack Doohan and Logan Sargent now coming into play. Great start if your name's Marcus Armstrong.
It really, really was. And I saw 3 wide, 2 deep going round turn 3. That has some guts as side by side.
3 wide further back as well, coming through turn 7 and 8 as well, before coming into turns 10 now, so they're all having a better start. Armstrong leads, Novalak Hauger is the running order there as well, with Vips trying to go on the inside. Vips under pressure. There's going to be contact coming into the outer chicane. Vips sent across the gravel. Gets back on. But a do-or-die move from Liam Lawson, who sent it at the inside of Forbes. Fought Vips off the track there, Forbes. That's a magazine company as they come through. But that was a bit bad as they all hit the banking and the excess oil gets blown off as well. And slipstreaming down towards turn 1. Now here they come. Lawson 4th. So Vips lost 2 places on the opening start. It's a terrible start for High Tech for Vips. It's a brilliant start for them there as Portier goes to 14th. Got a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit. That's why down at Tarzan and making it through the gravel. Is that Theo Portier? It is Theo Portier. Oh, well, a bad weekend goes from bad to worse. The championship swings the way of Drugovich and Portier goes through a trip through Tarzan gravel. Wow. Here it is again, gets a wiggle on, nearly wipes out the side as well of Emile Cordial, and well, it was David Beckman actually who wipes it out.
Yeah, very, very lucky to not hit the barriers, as if we have a look, just cuts out, but the back of Theo Portier's car slided and very nearly hit the barriers. Lap 2 of 29.
Armstrong leads 1.3 seconds now to Novalak as well. Hauger's coming into the battle as well as they all go down towards the Audi S chicane once more. And it's actually a decent getaway for everyone. Tatiana Koldon has now started the race, Josh, or at least she's actually out on the circuit getting the action going.
Yeah, I believe she exited pit lane after everyone on lap 1.
Yeah, she's 15
we come round
back.
the banking.
She's 15 seconds back. We just opened up the timings to see it. Go on, Josh.
Yeah, with the DRS, and here is round the outside of turn 1. That can go wrong sometimes. That was the number 7 of Marcus Armstrong.
No, it's Iwasa. 17 Iwasa trying to have a go as well with Verschoor coming through as well. So they're all just trying to get back through as well. But that's
there
we
go. 7th place, not 17 number.
7th place, not 17. Yeah, I get what you mean now. I was thinking what you were going on. Here's a replay of the start with the number 7 Marcus Armstrong right up the inside of the 12 of Novalak as well, getting such a fantastic move. And further back, everyone made it through. There's the 3 wide you were talking about coming into turn 3, about to happen now with Felipe Drugovich making the move on the inside. There it goes. 3 breast. Drugovich takes the low line and I'm amazed nobody flew off into the barriers, ended up upside down or anything. And this was Vips getting forced off by Lawson. Typical racing driver immediately on the radio. No, I didn't do anything. Wasn't me. Who was it then? Some other Red Bull liveried car in the race, that's the name of Liam Lawson. It was quite clearly him. Chat temperature is 38.2 degrees, by the way. Air temperature 27.5 has come through. So we've had the exciting opening laps and race control DRS enabled. And that helps Hauger close down.
Yeah, well, with DRS it doesn't open at the entry to turn 14 and the exit of turn 13. It opens at the exit of turn 14 where it did last year.
Yeah, that's the norm. Oh, yellow flag out again. Who's off this time? Jaruvula! Is it Jaruvula gone wide? There's a yellow around the first sector. And he's dropped down the order again into last position. Tatiana Calderon's now to 21st. Yeah, Jaruvala's hit the wall.
Gonna be a safety car.
Yeah, have to be. He's, oh, hang on, he might find reverse. Don't beach it in the gravel. He's at an all. Oh, it's Ollie Caldwell. It's Ollie Caldwell who is stuck in the barrier and the gravel trap down at turn 1 at Tarzan. Yeah, if he doesn't beach it in the gravel, he might be okay. It might be a virtual safety car. How did he do it? Did he look up? Oh, okay. So that is the pigeons wide at turn 2. That is the lock-up and losing positions of Jaruvala that we noticed. And then locking up and going into the gravel, right in front of the cameraman, is Ollie Caldwell. And did he hit those pigeons?
Yes, he tapped them. Just a very, very slight tap.
Ah, that's good
Here's
then.
a on-top angle. The gravel really slowed him down, but as the green flag track is clear as they come across the line to start lap 5 of 29.
So we're going to stay green then. No chance of a safety car then with Caldwell getting back out. Tatiana Calderon, however, on my timing screen is still being shown in 22nd position, but I can reassure you, there we go. Now she moves up to 21st as they move over. Let's hear from Hauger.
Shortest to passive soon. Pace is good.
I couldn't hear that over the radio. Foreman not doing some great audio here. Ash says no, sad face. I know that Ollie's gone off the track as well and down to 24th, and so many people running wide down at turn 1. We feel your pain, but you've got to think, Josh, as well, with Portier being in 20th position now and already having a bad weekend, Drugovic in 10th, championship is over because there's only 2 rounds left after this. Monza next week and then a 2-month break before Abu Dhabi. Yes, it is mathematical points, but realistically, the championship could be done here.
The championship could be done here, and I think it will be done here at Zandvoort.
Looking on the formation up as well, B's just sent me, our manager at Grid Network says as well that Ollie Caldwell is not having good times on the track. In fact, Ollie Caldwell pits now, so thanks, B, for sending that across as Liam Lawson comes down as well. Down the start-finish straight once again. Drugovic has still got the fast lap of the race as it's taken away by him by Doohan now. So Jack Doohan with a 1:25.995 gets the fastest lap of the race as well. Sargent briefly held it, but it's swapped over again. Drugovic at the fastest third sector and a new nose cone for Ollie Caldwell as well after hitting the barrier a few laps ago. Yeah, don't put the wrong nose cone on the wrong car there, chaps. That could be a little bit of embarrassment. I mean, we know it's a spec car and it would fit, but it look a bit weird delivery out there, and you're not allowed to swap it. So Ollie's put on the hard compound tyre, and away he goes, because of course there's no real point in changing tyres in this race. So hards today. Mandatory pit stop comes in the feature race tomorrow. This is still the sprint.
Yeah, but it looked they nearly put Ralph Bosson's nose cone on. That would have been quite funny, and I expect the FIA would have meatball flagged them and asked them to pit and do it again. Anyway, DRS open.
Anyone going to make an opportunity move down to the RDS curves? No. Like we saw this morning in Formula 3, this is the train effect starting to come into play as well. As we ride on board with Liam Lawson. Looking back is Yuri Vips in 5th position with Richard Verschoor in P6 as they round the banking of turn 14 down the start-finish straight as well here, the June section. It's quite a long straight actually. It's the longest part at Zandvoort for a racetrack as well. It barely meets the FIA grade approval for a Formula 1 circuit. It had grade 2 for a long, long time. And then grade 1 back in 2019 by Charlie Whiting. No, 2018 it got grade 1. And then it got cancelled in 2019, then it got cancelled 2020 and made its debut back in 2021 because they wanted to have it without fans. Drugovic is now leading the championship on 207 points. Portier still on 162. It's Sargent who makes that from 129 up to 130 points on the board at the moment. So we've completed 6 laps of the 29. We are on lap 7 of this race. And as things stand, it is advantage for Marcus Armstrong, who got the lead at the lights out away from Novalak and has continued to pull away. Dennis Halgert now has the DRS open on Clement Novalak, but I don't think he's going to make the move there, and I don't think he's even going to attempt at the Audi S, because your best opportunity, as we've been saying all race, is turn 1, isn't it, really, Josh? That's what we've been seeing all weekend, really. Turn 1 is your best shot for a DRS overtake.
Yeah, because you can slipstream round turn 14 and then get the DRS open and just complete it going into turn 1, or even before turn 1. We've seen that before.
Yeah, we have.
Anyway, the place where one of the flares got loose at the inside of turn 1.
Yeah, do we know who threw
Top-
that one yet?
I don't think so, but top 5, Armstrong, Novalak, Howard, Lawson and Jory Vips.
Just as we said that, race fans have just tweeted saying that the drivers said in their press conference, fans throwing flares and that lot onto the track are stupid and dangerous as well. So that's something. Maybe Max Verstappen should say something to his people as well, the same way Lewis Hamilton should ask his fans not to bully people online. Hey-ho, all wait for a perfect world, hey. Turn 9 now, coming into turn 10. So that's coming out of the Marlboro Bosch as well, which is turn 9. And Marlboro, of course, the famous cigarette company, the turn name at turn 8 still the same, which I've always find surprising. I thought it might change over, but looking super
Don't
smooth.
just mind me just naming the corners turn 13, turn 11.
Yeah, we said we'll try not to pronounce them in Dutch as well, because it sounds like we're speaking Klingon. I mean, when Synthel pronounces it as well, it's perfectly easy to understand when we do it with our accents as well. It's just all over the place as well. So we just made them as corner names. This is turn 14, the banking section down Tunnel West, which is the only name of the track that is perfectly normal. That last corner is called the Tunnel West as they come down in towards turn 1, which we can't pronounce because it's Tarzan. Simple as. The Tarzan Bosch at first corner. And again, Armstrong now leading by 1.4 seconds to Novalak. Hauger 9/10 down. Lawson closing in as well. And this again, the DRS train, where everybody thinks, why do we race at Zandvoort? Why? Everyone's thinking, oh my goodness, tomorrow's going to be so exciting. Unless it rains, circuits like this never have a good race. Look at Monaco. It rained this year and it was one of the best races of the season. But, I don't know. It's not going to be a great race tomorrow, I fear. Especially considering that F3 this morning was just a procession and F2 is forming the same thing as well as they come into it. TV Direction's not doing much to help out our pictures here either. It's lap 9 of 29, no pit stops, a straight sprint to the end, and maybe it's the comment, Josh, that sprint races are boring. We should get rid of them in all series, and Formula 2, Formula 3 should just do what Moto 2 and Moto 3 do and have shorter lengths of Grand Prix, but go up towards the distance. So, say we've got 72 laps here. Say Formula 3 do 60 laps and Formula 2 do 65 laps, and then F1 does the big one on a Sunday as well. Take around about the same amount of time. So just get that done, because otherwise it's just not entertaining racing. Or just have the feature race at, what was it here, 37 laps or something like that instead, because otherwise these sprints just don't make it good as they come into it as well. And that's Ralph Boschung as well in P18, under pressure from Callum Williams and Theo Pourchaire, the biggest loser of this track as well at the moment. Started 16th, went off the track at turn 1 on the second lap, dropped down to 20th position, and now has a long fight back to even attempt points paying positions, but still not great. Hardly an inspiring encounter this far. Good start from Armstrong is about all we can really say about this so far as well. You know the race is boring when Alex Jakes is thanking the camera crew. Ha ha! That's on Twitter as well, you can see. Let's have Haug on the radio.
You are both catching the leader. You are both quicker than the leader.
Okay, so both catching the leader is nice to hear as well, but if it's going to be like this in Formula 2, Formula 1 tomorrow, I hope has something dramatic happening, because otherwise it's going to be very boring. Oh, there's a flare. Look at the side of the track to the left. There's a burnt out flare, or is it actually a pigeon? Is it a dead pigeon?
I think it might be a pigeon.
It's a dead pigeon. Oh no! There's a dead pigeon on the side of the track.
It happened.
Yeah, someone's run over it. Oh. That's so disappointing as well. Ashes, you are very impressive. Oh, thank you very much. We're trying our best you're not exactly catching us at our best at the moment as well. with
Yeah,
not an entertaining race to
especially
talk about.
to say this is my first ever Formula 2 commentary. Yeah.
You were on in Saudi Arabia earlier on this year.
Was I?
Yeah, race,
I can't remember that.
sprint race Saudi Arabia. Or the feature race, one of the two. I do remember.
that?
Yeah, because Cynthia wasn't here. Yeah, you've been here before. But yes, Ash, you're not exactly catching us at our best at the moment with not a lot of entertainment racing going on. I suggest you go and look on the YouTube channel look at Silverstone. That was a great race to look back at as well. Monaco even was good as well. The fill time as well. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have a good race. But one more with Yuri Vips right now is in 5th position. Liam Lawson running in 4th. The gap between them is 0.6 of a second. So we will have DRS. It's come down to 5/10 of a second now as well. Through the Audi S curves, the fans have impressively stayed, actually. That's one thing I do love about the Dutch fans as well. They've all stayed for the F2 race as well. This morning in F3, they were just beginning to fill in. It was full by practice 3. Qualifying was full, and now the F2 sprint race, every fan looks like they've stayed in their seats and is watching this action. Go on, Josh.
So I was in the pizza race in Saudi. I do not remember that at all.
By the way, you know me and you have been talking about the Artemis 1. It's been postponed.
Yeah, it's no go. Yeah.
Do you know, at this rate, they just may as well just not launch it and just build another one because of the faults it keeps having. Anyway, we're back to the F2 rockets that are out there. Armstrong's lead has been cut down to 1.0 seconds now, so it's now bang on. Well, it's actually 1.099 at the moment, but Novalak is hunting him down. But Hauger's right in the back. Lawson's catching in, so there's a battle for second going on here that we need to keep an eye out as well. Oh wow, the track temperature is pretty much staying the same. 27.4 is air temperature, track temperature 37.7. So, surprisingly, it stayed the same as what it was earlier on in the race. As your camera's gone off again, by the way, Josh, isn't it? As they come back through. Lap 10, as you can see on our commentary chat up here in the comms box. Best lap from Doohan. And let's see now, we've got more data on. We can finally get that sorted out properly. There we go. Best lap from Doohan, by the way, as the time screen says, it's a 1. Well, let's show you. It's one of the best laps here. So for Doohan, who's down in 9th position, it's a 1:25.995. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far. Personal best on that last lap, though, for Druvala, Boschong and Williams. They're towing themselves along quite nicely with the DRS train as well. You see what I mean about the gap, though? Look, because now the gap between Novalak and Armstrong is 0.8 of a second, according to that monitor. So it's closing in quite dramatically. First sector time was good as well. The interval as well looking quite fun. Over 1/10 of a second between them. So it's getting actually a lot closer out here at the moment on the surface. As this is Marcus Armstrong now. 1.1. Okay, so he's increased that gap a little bit as Novalak is visibly closing down on him. As the battle goes on, lap 13 of 29. It's a 45-minute race plus 1 lap. We've got 26:38 remaining on the clock. Tomorrow it's an hour race plus 1 lap. As is Vesti going to give us some moves to take Drugovic for the last points-paying position in the sprint race? Looks like he might be. Into turn 10, the very tight hairpin left-hander before we accelerate with a second DRS zone down towards the Audi S chicane, and into the pit lane is Ollie Caldwell, presumably though, Josh, to retire from the race because he was touched the wall earlier on.
I'm guessing so, and if you are a fan of aviation, the Red Arrows are up next at the Bournemouth Air Festival.
Oh, lovely. Ashwan has said, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Let's have a go.
It's going to be our first retirement.
There's massive burning stuff in the car.
Oh, there's something burning in the car, he said. Oh dear. So yeah, get out of there and get that engine colour on. There's got the big fans on it as well. Ashwan, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly there, has said, want to see rain on this track, then it would be a good circuit, I presume. No worries about being bad at English, no worries at all. I completely agree with you. Rain on this circuit would make it so much more entertaining, especially the banking. Imagine turn 3 and turn 14, a wet banking. That'd be fantastic. Maybe Bernie Eccleston did have the right idea about getting sprinklers. Just saying. Maybe that's the only good idea Bernie ever had, is turning on the sprinklers at random times. As Ollie Caldwell now talks to the Campos team, and out of the race. I wonder what they've got out there, which garage they've got. They've got AlphaTauri's pit wall to sit on as well out there as well, to watch everything on and watch all the racing. So down to 21 runners then, as we are at half distance of this race, 14.5 laps. And we've done it in around about halfway of the time as well. 45 minutes, we've got 25 to go, so we've got that bang on time as well. Armstrong leads 1.3 seconds to Novalak. Hauger third, Lawson fourth, Vips is fifth for Shaw, sixth, seventh for Owasa, eighth for Sargent, ninth for Doohan, 10th for Djokovic. And I want to broach a subject with about 15 hours to go, Josh, as well. The amount of Formula 1 races we've got on the calendar now as well. Does Zandvoort deserve a place? Because yes, there's a fan base here. Yes, they are very passionate. But Zandvoort is not the correct place to hold a race, I feel. I know we're only talking about last year, but we've seen the F2 and F3 races this weekend, and there's been nothing going on.
It's hard because you've got the fan base, but then you've also got flares being thrown onto the track and stuff like that. So I think next year, if there's any more flares thrown onto the track, they should terminate the contract, just because.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Too dangerous.
Yeah, it is very dangerous, and we saw a red flag for it. Rightfully so. We should have seen a red flag for it. But 2 flares in under an hour, 2 flares in half an hour.
Yeah.
From 2 different parts of the track. That's not good.
Synthol was down at the first part of the track as well, so maybe it was him who threw it in as well. Hopefully not.
Well, I mean, if Synthol is still posting photos to you, then it's not Synthol.
Let's have a look, yeah. He has put on an Instagram recently as well, so it's definitely not Synth as well, but he was trackside. As they look through. Alex Brundle's been on the commentary this weekend as well for F1 TV. That's nice to hear. This is a
talking about
Go on.
Talking about Alex and Alex, Josh, Alex and Alex in the Sky F1, Joss and Joss into his commentary book.
Oh yeah, so we can only commentate on F2 if you've got the same name. Alex Brundle, Alex Jakes, Josh Burge, Josh T. That's good point. I didn't think of it like that.
Sorry, Simple, you need to change your name to Joss.
Yeah. Since they'll be back with me tomorrow for the F2 feature if he's back in time. The F3 feature, we've got Tom Dillon on, who would have joined me for the F2 if it wasn't for the fact that he's doing a 24-hour commentary and he's doing a 10-hour shift later on this evening as well. So he is rightfully so getting some sleep before doing that as well. Don't worry, it's not EERC, that's coming up in a few weeks' time. Their 24-hour race. 24-hour race at Bahrain. That's going to be a lot of fun talking about that one. I know I've got some of the long shift as well during the night. I think it's because it's the same weekend as Japan, so I'm dropping in and out quite a lot. Anyway, right now as it stands, Armstrong still leads, Novalak second, Hauger third. And what I've noticed is at the moment, actually, Formula 3 this morning, the guy who started second finished first. The guy who started at first finished second. F2 this afternoon, guy who started second finishes first. Yeah, go on. What have you noticed?
The red arrows are about to go over my house on the radar.
Oh, no worries. You pop off. I'll keep commentating. Don't worry. You can't miss the red arrows. If you don't know what the red arrows are, it's a fantastic display team here in the United Kingdom. And I completely don't blame him one bit. Let's hear some replay. Radio, Vips.
Carry on, mate.
Vips has got something loose in his cockpit. My goodness me. So I wonder if it's something with possible foam from the leg protectors, or if there's something that's come off or something and flown into the car. But either way, if it's something loose in the cockpit, you can feel it rustling around as well. It puts a psychological thing on your brain as well. Imagine driving down the motorway at 70 miles an hour here in the UK, or whatever the speed limit is right around the world, and you're just driving down the motorway and you can suddenly feel something dangling as well between your feet, and it's like, what is going on as well? And you just hope it doesn't go into the brake pedal, hope it doesn't go into the accelerator or even the clutch. So with no clutches on the F2 car as well, but it could still get stuck under the throttle because of the way they're designed in F2. So fingers crossed they're going to be okay as Vips continues on. He's got Richard for sure directly behind him as well as he comes round the bank here to turn 14. Listen in. Great to stay in the cars wishing by there as well on the run in towards turn 14. Down towards turn 1 now again. Armstrong leads 1.2 seconds. Hauger third as A little bit of a puff of smoke though, actually, from the number 11 of Dragovic. So the championship leader, Felipe Dragovic, going over the track and having some things spitting up upon him as well, which is horrible news and not exactly all that good as they come back in. So I wonder if there's something wrong for Dragovic, but Ewan's in there too. Josh is back in the box. Did you manage to see the red arrows?
From distance, yes.
Oh, fab. Let's hear from Yuri Vips.
No penalty for him. Catch him, you're quicker than him. Keep working.
So Vips asked if there was a penalty for Lawson for forcing him off the track earlier on in the race. No penalty as these pigeons fly out the way. Somebody call the woman from Home Alone 2 as well to get that back and get the pigeon lady, the bird lady, bird woman or whatever it is. Where's Megan? She'll know it. Say again, Josh.
8 miles away by Switzerland.
Wow, 8 miles. And that.
Now currently,
Oh, what is that?
Oh.
Flying off Jarugla's car.
Ubla and Sato.
Yeah, battled for 16th position, but something flew off the side pod there. It looked like a bit of rubber tubing that flew off the side there. I think it's been safely discarded though. At the side of the track, lap 19 and 29, Armstrong leads, Novalak second, Hauger third, Wilson fourth, fifth for Vips, sixth for Verschoor, seventh Awasa, eighth Sargent, ninth Dewan, 10th Dragovic as well. As they stand round turn one at Tarzan, and fastest up of the race goes to Jack Doohan once again with a 1:25.987 on lap 19 of 29. We've completed 18 laps of the race as well. That's what the timing tower is showing you, but Doohan now with the fastest lap point as well. Mighty good as we hear the cars screaming down into turn 7 of the, I can never pronounce this one, the Schlickenbach corner. Schlickenbach. That's what I need to do it as. I should really take Dutch as well. Although I do like, if anybody who enjoys the TV series Friends as well, when Joey and the Dutch lady as well, the Dutch girl, as Chandler Corner as well, said that, asked Joey to ask her where she's from, and she said the Netherlands, and Joey said, oh no, the Netherlands is where Peter Pan and all that line's from as well. That line always cracks me up as well, coming through as well as they come in now to the back half of the track. And Vips looks like he's under pressure a bit from Verschoor now, Josh. That gap has come down dramatically in the last couple of laps, and Vips, if anybody can stop the positions, it'd be Vips. Let's hear from the radio.
Come on, mate, let's get him. He's out of the race now.
Vips say, yeah, okay, so Vips has been told, let's get Lawson, because now Lawson's pulled out of DRS. But I can't work out if he has or not. I don't know who he's on about. Sargent's out of it. But Vips is P5, and he's 5/10 behind Lawson, so he hasn't lost anything there. He's gained back, and I don't know what that radio message was. That was a bit bizarre. At the moment, Ollie Courtois officially retired from the race, as you can see on your monitors. As we run back through then into the sand dune section on board with the Wassa into Schlickenbach. Down 2 gears. Off-board camera now before we get a chance to actually take a proper look at it as well. But Vips for sure, Wassa closing in as well. And this is what Hazel Southos just tweeted. Have to say the Junior Series racing aren't inspiring massive confidence that it's going to be a thrill over Grand Prix tomorrow. So yeah, just have to say the junior races aren't inspiring massive confidence that it's going to be a good a thrill over Grand Prix tomorrow. That's what she says as well. And I think I agree with her, Josh. Because so far, F3 this morning was dull. F2 has been a bit dull as well. It's just been a train and all the action happening at the start. So what we need is for F1 to have a red flag and a standing start restart every 15 laps to keep it interesting. And it's a 72 lap race, so it could be here all day.
Yeah, we could be here all day, to be honest, with turn 1, turn 3 and turn 14. Yet to see, if I remember rightly, yet to see someone go into the safe barrier at the top of the banking at turn 14.
Yeah, Perez was at the bottom half, wasn't he, at the start of quali, so no one's actually going to the safety barrier at the top of the hill, turn 14, which is great to see. But you watch, with DRS there tomorrow in the last corner, someone will stick it in there and cause a red flag.
It's that meme again.
Oh, which one?
Just seen on tweet that this F2 race. Come on, do something.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, and
Oh,
the
pigeon.
pigeons! Oh my word! Yeah, it's the pigeons right in the way of Vips and Verschoor as well. And They nearly got splattered there as well. But yeah, Twitter's seeing that you're seeing the same thing on your tweet decks as well. If you're watching on with us, they come on, do something meme for this F2 race as well. And also, Aspen says, Marcus, Clem and Dennis on their way to a podium right now. I'd love to see that as well. This F2 race is a bit Monaco-ish as well. Someone just put there as well coming through. Alex Bundle says brave pigeons in much the same tone as he was describing a daring pass. Well, they are brave pigeons as well to dive up the inside there. And to be fair, they've got racing cars that they don't sound quiet either. These racing cars really do pack a punch, and I would move if they came towards me. They're just standing there at the exit of the track. It's really unusual. I've just noticed someone was waving a checkered flag to try and end the race early, it looked like. In the grandstand down the start-finish straight, someone was waving a checkered flag. Not going to work, my friend. We've still got another 5 or 6 laps to go. It's lap 22 or 29, so 7 laps to go. I mean, you know...
Don't mind me
Go on, Josh.
rewinding.
Well, you know it's a bad race when poor Chair can't get past Callum Williams and he's much quicker. That's how bad this race has got, with it being so much off the pace as well. So it's one of these situations as Vips having a little thing down the road. Oh, and Marc Marquez has been cleared to ride, and he will ride in the Mazzano test. So Marc might be back for Aragon. Oh, brilliant! That's good news. As Megan will look forward to hearing that.
To be honest, Mark might not even get back to Aragon because he'll crash into test.
Probably, knowing Marc Marquez. Big high side at Indonesia in the second race of the year. Sort of meant he injured his shoulder again and wanted proper work on it, so I had retirement. He left for a semi-retirement basis as well. Let's have a look as well. Motorsport Broadcasting said the fact that neither Alex Brundle or the F1 team director has fallen asleep during this F2 race is a surprise. Yawn. Well, to be fair, I've sat down in the comms box, and to everyone watching still on the YouTube channel, you are die-hard fans, because nothing has actually gone on for the past 22 laps. And we mean that because as soon as Hamilton took the lead, everyone sort of stayed in the same positions. And Josh has fallen asleep. And believe me when I say, if anybody needs to fall asleep more, it'd be myself and Josh. Let's have another look.
7 laps to the end. If you want to try to put some pressure on Armstrong,
Please.
this is the moment.
Basically, do something. Put pressure on Marcus Armstrong. Give us a race, Clement. Because
Come
at the
on,
moment,
do something.
Yeah. Let's have a look as well. Yeah, this race is dog bleep. Sorry about that if you're reading on Twitter as well. Literally nothing has happened this entire race. Eileen has said as well. Oh, come on, Eileen. That's the best moment of the commentary. That's it.
I am clipping that. I will be right back.
Nothing has happened in this race. You're completely right. As they come back through, it's like 23 or 29. We may as well start playing bingo at this rate. As they come back through, I'm keeping an eye on the F2 tweet deck as well, which has been the only exciting part of this race. We're seeing everybody's tweets fly through. Vips and Rashaw. The gap is the same as it's been all race, and even I'm yawning. That's the problem. Even I'm yawning, and I'm the commentator because nothing has happened as they come through. Vips, Rashaw, Wassa in the battle for 5th position now as well. And Vips with that problem with his car as well. As they fly past up the hill through the sand dune section. Vips with that thing going around in the middle of his cockpit as well. Surprised Rashaw hasn't gone for it. The gap down between, by the way, between Armstrong and Novalak is now 1.4 seconds. So instead of closing down, Armstrong has increased that gap and is looking to keep it as well. What are you saying, idea about? What have you noticed?
I've just watched the clip back, and apologies to the person on Twitter, and I'm apologising on behalf of Joss for saying Eileen instead of Irene.
I know. It's too small for me to see. Sorry about that. As I'm the person on Twitter.
It makes the clip even funnier, to be honest.
It does, yeah. The only exciting thing to happen is that pigeon that's been killed at the side of the track. And do you know what I'm thinking? Lucky bloody pigeon. She doesn't have to watch this race as well. Right, 5 to go. Nothing has happened. Let's have a look. Hazel Southall has tweeted as well, some legendary F2 radio this race. One driver just got told, just carry on, mate, about having something loose in the cockpit, and then MP have just suggested to Novalat that if he fancies winning at any time in the next 7 laps, they're pretty chill about it. No worries if not. Hazel, you're completely right. Maybe we should, next time we'll have to drag Hazel into one of these F2 races as well to get her thoughts on this, because this is just absolute boredom at the moment. In fact, if Synthill's not back tomorrow, I'm going to message Hazel and say, do you want to pop on the F2 commentary? Because at the moment, nothing is happening as Armstrong leads by 1.5 seconds. The gap is increasing. I mean, you choose your moments. Come on, F2. You're supposed to be the better series. Daniel Flinch has said, today is one of the few times I've actually managed to watch an F2. Oh, green.
Green.
Yeah. Someone's locked up in further back, and now we have got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Someone's off the track. We heard in the background with a tyre squeal. Oh, and it was Liam Lawson. No, it's Jan Jaruvula. Jan Jaruvula has made a little bit of an error and stays in 16th place.
This race is a bit like a tornado. Get the joke? The Red Arrows are doing the tornado manoeuvre right now. Pardon the pun.
And so it looks like Jan Jaruvula giving us a nice little 360. That car's done something funny. This could be the dullest F2 race I've ever seen. You clearly don't remember some of the F2 races I remember that were duller than this as well. Yeah, oh my, well, have there been a couple as well. To be fair, this might be the dullest.
Yeah, to be honest, Felipe Dragovic's fastest lap, a 125.808, lap 26 of 29.
Yes, that Dylan as well saying this, it's utter boredom at the moment as well to come through as well as they come back as well with lap 26 29. We've got a yellow flag. Gone. Has it gone green again? No, yellow flag is out of the circuit. Right, who's made a mistake? Sector 1. Oh, is it a flare? Tell me it's a flare. Oh, it's a car in the gravel. It's Tatiana Calderon who has beached it.
What a surprise.
Is that down? Where is that? That's it. Safety car deployed. Tatiana, thank you very much.
Yeah, what a surprise. That's exit of turn 1.
Yeah. So safety car. So they can get that car out pretty quick. But look, we've got a... Hello! Tatiana Calderon sacrifices her own race to give us a grandstand finish. Thank you, Tatiana. So, lap 28, maybe a 1 lap restart we could be seeing. And she spins it in backwards as well and hits the gravel. And I say it again, Tatiana Calderon, wonderful person, not the greatest racing driver, not the greatest representation of female racing drivers in the world. Honestly, get Jamie Chadwick in. Chadwick.
If you're gonna have a female driver, at least have a good one.
Yeah, get Jamie Chadwick in. Tatiana Calderon is the equivalent of Nicholas Latifi. Good on occasion, bad majority of the time. And honestly, Jamie Chadwick would be, as a much better driver, as a much brilliant more driver as well, Jamie would be a lot more impressive. Get Jamie in. Emma Kimalainen, get her in as well. Alice Powell, get her in. And there's so many great drivers, and Tatiana didn't do that well as well in IndyCar, to be fair, this season.
Nice.
But as they come back through. So the safety car will be out for lap 27, probably lap 28. So that means we're going to have a 1 lap restart to this race, lap 29. A 1 lap shootout to decide this race win. Unless they finish it behind the safety car just because they can't be bothered to restart. Give us a 1 lap shootout just to make it a bit more exciting. So Tatiana walks back in. And we'll try and find her. Well, I don't know why Tatiana's walked that way, considering that the barrier's the other way inwards as well. So safety car on board now. You're hearing as it comes through. And fingers crossed, we are going to have a very, very entertaining last lap as we come into the Audi chicane. Now, they're going to go as slow as possible on lap 28 to make sure that we actually do get a lap 29 showdown. Because as things stand, I don't think we're going to get a last lap shootout because of the way this car needs to be taken out. Don't think we are. Oh, come on. Onto the banking now. What was the lap time we've done behind this safety car? 2:17.
2 minutes 17.
So 2:17 across the board. Trying to work out if that's enough time now again to get this car in. Well, it's yes, perfect. Safety car in this lap then.
If
Come
they
on.
finish this on the safety car, I think everyone will be done.
Yeah.
Just like done.
Apologies for all the language you're seeing on TweetDeck there as well. So it should be a one lap shootout. Come on, say the safety car's coming in this lap. Say the safety car's coming in this lap. Safety car ending! Yes! One lap shootout! That's what we wanted to see! Tatiana Calderon sacrificed her own race to give us a grandstand finish. That's what we like to see. Oh. Okay, so can Novalak get the lead away from Armstrong? And can he take a race victory? Hauger's lying in third position as well. This might also help Theo Porcher, who's last in 20th. But it's going to be a rolling restart, which I'm not sure will give us a good indication of something, because it'll have to be right on the money. The only people I can see here making a move is going to be Novalak. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I think so as well. And also, am I the only person who gets goosebumps when the red arrows do the synchro pair and they're like so close together?
No, I do too. I always think they're going to crash. Always do, every single time. So the safety car enters the Audi S chicane. Armstrong now becomes the pace car. Novalak is P2, and they're just now holding the time together. Tensions will rise. Anticipations are coming. It'll be a one-lap showdown here as Marcus Armstrong hits the accelerator, gets the jump on Novalak, who seems to be okay with it as well. It's green flag and race on again here at Zandvoort. Novalak has not only got the jump, he's left Novalak completely sleeping as we start the last lap. And you're going to go for a move, yes! Round the outside, Awasa trying to pass Sargent into turn 1. We've seen the outside line is a good manoeuvre in Formula 3, and it's a good manoeuvre here. A great move from Awasa to go up into 6th position, to pass Richard Verschoor and take 6th position. Wow!
Great move around the outside of turn 1. Going through turn 4, 5 and the roller coaster section. And you just have to hope that everything goes well through this part of the track. But I believe Armstrong's got it, but Novalak's is in the 1 second for DRS down in towards turn 11.
Lock up again from Armstrong. That was some Vips locking up. No DRS, we're being told, so no DRS. That's interesting. They decided they haven't wanted to put it on. Usually with a lap to go, the rule is they will put DRS on because there's a single lap to go. So Josh was correct with that factor as well as they come into the braking zone, into the brake now, as well as Vesti and Dragovic go side by side as well. And Doohan and Sargent are getting involved with Verschoor too, but it's going to be Marcus Armstrong who will come out the last couple of corners. He's had 2 sprint race wins this year, make it 3. Marcus Armstrong, 3 times a winner in Formula 2 for the sprint race. Novalak is 2nd. Dennis Hauger finishes in 3rd. Lawson is 4th. 5th across the board, Phipps. And Awasa 6th. Verschoor 7th. Sargent 8th. Doohan 9th. And Dragovic rounds out the top 10. 11th for Vesti, Cordial 12th, Fittipaldi 13th, Beckman 14th, Nazani 15th, Daruvula 16th, Boschong 17th, Williams 18th, Sargent 19th, and Porcher in 20th. Calderon and Caldwell out of the race. That was okay, wasn't it, Josh? That was a good finish, but my God, was that a boring race.
I was hoping for a maybe more dramatic final lap.
I think we all were.
But Formula 2 strikes again with boring races, or Zandvoort strikes again with boring races.
Let's hear from Armstrong.
Yes, Marcus. Yes. Very, very comfortable ride. Very good ride. Merci, Alan. Victory number 3, I think.
Yep.
Good job, boys. It was actually quite a hard one, despite how it looked on TV. So thanks.
Interesting enough, this race win doesn't put him ahead of Vips. He still stays 11th in the standings because he was just outside. He was on 81 points. Vips was on 89. So that's an 8-point gap. You get 10 for a win, but Vips has still got more of him. So Vips stays ahead of Armstrong. So it's a win for the sprint. That doesn't change the standings at all. So not only was this a useless race, it was a completely boring race. It was completely pointless as well. Let's hear from Novalak.
Okay, Clem, well done. Finally, first podium.
Who also doesn't
For the
move.
tires, but you managed well the tires during the race.
Yeah, good job. I'll take it, you know. It's a shame about the start, but at least we scored some good points. So. Good job, mate. Good job. I'm happy for you. And see you on the podium.
And Novalak doesn't move either. Novalak had 28 points, Boschung had 40, and you only get 8 points for second. So he stays where he is. Dragovic stays where he is, Poitier does, Sargent does, Doohan does, Lawson does, Fittipaldi does, Awasa Druvala as well do. Nobody has changed positions in the standings. That was a completely waste of an hour. Let's hear from Halga.
Over the line. Here's Hauger P3.
Who doesn't move?
Nice to be on the podium again. Didn't quite have the pace, but good job anyway. We made the most out of it, definitely.
And Halga doesn't move either because who's the driver in front of him? Marcus Armstrong. And Armstrong's just collected 10 points and Halga only gets 6. So he's not going to improve either. Do you ever get the feeling you're just completely wasting your afternoon? Honestly, we've got 10 minutes. We want a quick off so I can get to Grid Network in time for their ending show as well. But my God, have we just wasted the time. Let's hear Armstrong again.
This is so cool. I mean, Max Verstappen, man, the best. I don't think they're cheering for me, but I'll take it.
Oh no, I think they will be cheering for you as well, Marcus. You've done a great race there as well, as we hear the music in the background as well. So it's here's the championship look, and yep, nobody moves a single place.
I think Joss is losing it right now.
Oh, I'm wrong. Vesti falls to 11th. Vips and Armstrong overtaken. That's the only movement. Oh, it was for something. 9th and 10th and 11th swap places. Hey, we did an hour's race for that. What a waste. And we could have had a great race at another track, but we had to come to Zandvoort. Great atmosphere, great party, terrible racing. That is, I think, what we're seeing in the juniors. Not entirely sure we're going to see a thriller F1 race tomorrow. Maybe Ian Birch has done the right thing by not coming back until Monza as well next week. Megan's taking Monza off as well. She's going to be locked with me tomorrow as well. So this should be fun. And if Ian Birch isn't with me in Monza, it'll be myself, Josh and Tom once again on the call as we have more action. Okay, we're going to hear from the top 3 now as well, starting with Marcus Armstrong. We haven't got long, so hopefully this is wrapped up quite soon, otherwise I will be late for Grid Network. And while we hear from the top 3, I'm going to change over to my handheld mic and earpieces as well, so that I'm ready for the Grid Network show. So let's cross over in a few moments' time as the drivers just get weighed and make sure everything is tickety-boo out there and looks okay to me. As we've already confirmed the results, so we don't need to do that to you. Let's hear from the top 3 now, speaking with William Buxton. Down to you, Will.
Let's hear now from our winner, speaking to Will Buxton.
Well, Marcus, the perfect start, perfect restart, looked like the perfect race.
Yeah, as we all know, the start is very important here, and I think it's been a strength of mine this season. And although it's super dirty on this side of the grid, I managed to get a good launch, and more or less controlled the race. I must say Clem was very, very quick the entire race, so fair play to him. He pushed me, and yeah, I'm really, really happy.
Yeah, he didn't let you go. It was a lot of pressure all the way through. How much did you feel that, particularly through the race? And how in control of that car were you? Because it looked beautiful underneath him.
Yeah, well, it's one of the more physical races of the season. I think tomorrow will be extremely physical when we decide to put on a new set of tires halfway through the race. We'll have about 20% more grip, and so it's one of the more physical races of the season. And we have been training for this event since January pretty much, because we know how notoriously difficult this place is physically. So to get a win here, I'm extremely happy.
All the training paid off. Congratulations.
Thank you. Go on, Kizu.
And Clem, congratulations, man. Look at the smile on your face. Thoroughly deserved your first Formula 2 podium.
Yeah, it's a shame that it was all done at the start, really, because as soon as you get anywhere near the car in front, it starts to overheat and can't really overtake. But, you know, if you told me last week I'd get a podium, I'd take it. And we just got to keep working on those qualies, and hopefully there'll be plenty more.
As Marcus said, you were applying the pressure all the way through. You never let him get away. Was there ever a moment you thought you might be able to get it, or was it just that little bit out of reach?
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, just after he murdered a bird around the track.
Oh, it was him!
I got pretty close then, but then afterwards, you know, it was sort of yo-yoing. So it's a shame. I would have wanted to fight a bit more, but you know, I'll take it.
Congratulations, the first of many.
Thank you.
Well done. And Dennis, back in the place last year where you won. Podiums just seem to be your thing around here. A great race today, under big pressure at the end as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent race. Obviously wanted to fight to go forward, but I think from the last few races, it's been nice to get a podium finally and sort of be back in the mix. So yeah, it was a bit of a difficult race, struggling a bit with the tires, but yeah, still happy with it. It's a podium and some points.
And talking about being in the mix, should be a pretty physical one tomorrow.
Physical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's more mentally, and anything is happening all the time, and yeah, it's just really hard to keep everything alive in the tires and everything. So I think that was more mentally loosening for, you know, driving around here, but yeah, it was still enjoyable, and tomorrow it's a longer race, so I have to stay ready for it.
Great drive today, well done.
The top three there as well, we are hearing from out there on the circuit, and Josh is still with me as I've swapped to a handheld mic to get ready for the Grid Network. I don't know why we're using handheld, because the mic I'm going to be using for the Grid Network is actually a radio mic. But I suppose at the moment it just makes sense. Across the line then came Marcus Armstrong to take a victory here as well. And I noticed you've been holding a red arrow throughout most of this broadcast, Josh, as well. Is that a model red arrow? Yes, it is. Oh, that's great. I want one of those. Where'd you get that one from?
I got it from the Red Arrow stall at Eastbourne International Airshow.
I want that. I want that. I need to go. I need to go back to Duxford. That's somewhere I need to go.
It even comes with a stand.
Oh. Let's hear for the top three in the cooldown room.
Have you been working quite a bit of managing here as the counselor? Not from beyond. Fuck, I think it was close with me.
Silence between them all now.
No. He's in the walls this week, isn't it? Yeah, sure. We had a brake fade when I'm behind you. As soon as I get anywhere near me, it just pedal goes through the floor. A couple of times it turned one, I thought it was going to go deep.
Where were you catching me, you reckon?
Yeah. More or less like, you just got really good launch out of 12, so that would make the gap before the back straight.
And we cut away.
And 3.
Yeah.
Barely turn the wheel, mate.
I know. You looked at it.
We were losing them a bit there, but that was the top three in the cool-down room out there as well. Just getting ready for the remainder then. So we've already gone through the results. Twitter, I think, have made up their mind as well, but the Hopefully tomorrow, just the feature races will be a bit more exciting because a mandatory pit stop involved, which should mean it should be a lot more exciting.
A race with a mandatory pit stop, and it still manages to be boring. I just don't know what we will do.
Strike and say never come back until the Netherlands gives us a proper race circuit. I mean, they've got Assen. Why are we racing at Zandvoort? They've got the TT Assen circuit, which is absolutely fantastic and would be great for F1.
Round Assen, thank you very much.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic race, and you just know it. And then they're giving us Zandvoort. It's like we've got box office ice cream, and they're giving us 99p stuff from Morrison Savers. I mean, come on, give us the Magnum, give us the quality Magnum. That's what we want as well. Onto the podium they come then. Marcus Armstrong will take podium, and in his honour, the 21-year-old from New Zealand, we will hear the New Zealand national anthem. The national anthem of New Zealand then being played out on the podium here at Zandvoort. A fantastic race win for Marcus Armstrong, who lifts the trophy abode. His third sprint race win and his third win of the season as well. Out here as well, and now he's just got to try and master the feature. Tomorrow he'll start 9th on the grid to try and do so. High-Tech get another podium position as well, being in P2. Good race for them. Then it will be on the podium, second place for the Frenchman Clement Novalak as well, the 21-year-old rookie for MP Motorsport, delivering a fine second from starting on pole, but qualifies 10th for the feature race. And Dennis Hauger as well, number one man, the 19-year-old rookie from Norway, takes third position. A mighty good position for him. And now at your feet, because it's champagne time with Carmen in the background. What a race we've seen here for Formula 2. Josh, what's your top moment from that? Was not really what a race. I don't know what I'm talking about there. It was boring. Nothing happened, but what was your moment from it?
There was a race in the past hour?
Apparently.
What?
I think we've just been standing around talking.
Yeah, unfortunately TT Circuit Assen's only an FIA grade 2, but moment of the race. Absolutely no idea. I would probably just say the people going into the wall.
I'll go for Wasser's move at the restart on the short. I think that was
good.
That was a good one, yeah, probably the only good one. Right. Thanks, Josh. I'll see you in a couple of hours for qualifying for IndyCar with the gang as well. My thanks to all of you at home for watching what we admit has not been a great race for Formula 2. Tomorrow, though, a feature race with a mandatory pit stop. Hopefully, it'll be a bit more exciting, but still, a dominant performance from Marcus Armstrong. Thanks for your company. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye from Zandvoort.